All right, guys. So earlier this week, the president of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse, was assassinated. And that story is so fascinating. Okay, and the reason why I'm covering it today is because there are so many unsolved mysteries, right? The official narrative of what happened is that there was a group of about 24 or so Colombians, along with 2 Americans of Haitian descent, that were involved in this assassination, that basically broke into the president's compound and assassinated him at about 1 a.m. in the morning. And allegedly, these killers claim to be the DEA, right? They claim to be with the U.S. DEA, right, as they entered the president's compound. Now, obviously, the DEA in the U.S. has denied involvement in killing the Haitian president, or that these people were DEA agents. As they was trying to get away, there was a shootout that occurred, and I think 4 of them or so were killed, and others were captured, right? And some of them are still on the run. So they're saying that the Haitian president was essentially assassinated by foreigners. Okay, a foreign hit squad was hired to kill the president. Now, this is the official narrative from the police. However, as more details start to come out, opposition politicians are saying, hold on. We don't think that that's actually what happened. They think that it was an inside job, that this may have been done by the president's own bodyguards. Okay, as they believe that the Colombians who have been arrested and are the persons of interest may have actually been hired by the president for more protection, as he may have been receiving death threats. Now, they say that, this is consistent with the fact that in Colombia, because there's been years of warfare, due to the drug war going over there in South America, there's a lot of trained guns for hire, right? A lot of men that are trained in lethal tactics that really don't have as much to do as they did back in the past, right? So these guys are hired out typically in the Middle East as, trained gunmen and bodyguards and, assassins and stuff like that, right? So the opposition narrative, right, to the official narrative is that no. These guys, these Colombians, they actually were hired by the president, and they got there around 2:30 to 3:30 in the morning, and this was after the president was already dead, okay, after he had been assassinated. And none of the president's bodyguards were injured or hurt at all, not even the dog. Therefore, they're saying that it probably was an inside job. Now, that's not the official narrative. That is the opposition narrative. So this story is really quite fascinating. It really is. It's something that you can make a movie out of, right, if you get into all the details. And I'm going to link the article from The Guardian that goes over these details, because it's really too much for me to go over in this one video, that kind of outlines this stuff for any of you guys that are interested. Now, with that being said, regardless, the country is being thrown into turmoil, okay, as there is fights over power, right? Who is going to take power and take control of an already destabilized country, one of the poorest countries in the world? And now you have Haitian officials calling for U.S. military assistance, and some Haitians are saying, no, we don't want the U.S. involved. And I'm kind of right there with those people, right? I don't want to see the U.S. send any help to Haiti militarily, because we just don't need to get involved in this stuff, okay? The Haitians got to figure out how to fix their own country. And every single time we get involved, we end up taking the blame for whatever type of fallout happens. Every single time. We've never been good at this, right? We should learn our lessons from the past and don't get involved. So let's read a little bit more here about what's going on in Haiti. Intellectuals and members of Haiti's civil society quickly criticized a call by Haitian officials for the United States to send in troops, citing earlier interventions by foreign powers and international organizations that further destabilized Haiti and left a trail of abuses. Quote, "We do not want any U.S. troops on Haiti soil," Monique Kleska, a Haitian pro-democracy activist and former United Nations official, said in a post Friday on Twitter. The de facto prime minister, Claude Joseph, does not have any legitimacy to make such a request in our name. No, no, no. Many in Haiti have argued that President Jovenel Moïse was no longer legitimately in office at the time of his assassination this week. Mr. Joseph, who said that he was in charge after the killing of Mr. Moïse, has also faced widespread criticism after taking over the country on Tuesday. Okay, so essentially here, there was already a power struggle in regards to who was actually running or who is the rightful leader of the country of Haiti before this assassination even occurred, which again, in my opinion, kind of deepens the mystery in regards to whether or not this was actually an inside job. Yet, despite the sudden uncertainty brought by Mr. Moïse's assassination, some residents and intellectuals argue that many questions raised by his killing give them a long-awaited opportunity to reform Haiti's institutions. Quote, "We never had a chance to figure out the rules of the game ourselves," said Melody Corinne, a resident of Port-au-Prince and the co-editor of Woy magazine and online publication. "That's what most frustrating to Haitians. We're put aside each time we're trying to step up." A senior Biden administration official said on Friday that there were no plans to provide U.S. military assistance at the moment. And regardless, Haitians have argued that they need to find a solution to the country's instability on their own. Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. If Biden happens to change his mind, reject it. Reject it. We don't need to be sending troops to Haiti, right? We need to mind our business. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. Operations by outside powers like the United States and by international organizations like the United Nations have often added to instability, they say. Quote, "The solution to the crisis must be Haitian," said Andre Michel, a human rights lawyer and opposition leader, calling for a broader institutional debate that would gather politicians, Haiti's civil society, and its diaspora. Many have also argued that that a foreign intervention would simply not work. "It's like coming back with a toolbox, but the box was the wrong tools in it," Ms. Kleska said in a telephone interview. "What needs to be in the toolbox are voices from Haiti." Yep. I agree. We don't need to get involved. Don't get involved because, guys, last time we was there in 1915, we occupied the country till like 1934 after the assassination of their leader, right? Ironically. And it was not good, right? There was multiple revolts. Thousands of Haitians died. It was a failure, right? We do not need to try to repeat history when it comes to getting involved in Haiti. Let them do them. Let them do their own thing. Do not go over there trying to run their country. We don't need it, okay? Because every single time, like I said, we always get blamed, right? We always get accused of all types of crimes against humanity this is not going to be good. Okay. We should learn our lesson from this stuff. Right. And, so, moving forward, we will see what happens, but what's going on in Haiti right now, man, that country, they just got to solve their own problems. And the story or the developing story about the assassination of that president is insane. It's nuts. It's something that's straight out of a movie. And we probably won't know the true or full details of what actually happened to later on down the road. But as of right now, this country's in turmoil, and we will see if Biden folds to sending U.S. troops. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.